Welcome to Mild's Comics Plate. The following may contain copyrighted material under fair use. Batman is property of DC Comics and created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane. Excuse me. Hey, it's Mild. I just wanted to take a moment to address the big news from yesterday that Tom King will no longer be writing Batman. I have seen a million hot takes on this topic in the last 24 hours. And, well, I've got to put in my 2 cents here. I'm mad. I'm seriously mad. Not that they took him off the book. I'm mad because, I had my video series planned for all these different takes on Batman in the past 33 years. And I was kind of wait until Batman number 100 to give my hot take on Tom King's Batman. But, that's a little selfish reason to be mad, and I'm not going to let that ruin what I've got going on. I still have plans for the series. But overall, it was a good thing. I don't think it's going to affect me much because, frankly, I'm not buying as many DC comics as I used to. What you see here in the video are, a lot of trade paperbacks. I have the wedding issue Batman 50. I have last summer's DC Nation Zero that kind of was hinting at the upcoming summer storylines, one of which was the wedding. And then I got this year's DC Year of the Villain #1, hinting at the summer storylines. One of which is supposed to be Bane, Bane tie-in to Year of the Villain after this just bad storyline involving Bane. Anyway, the reason I have these comics sitting in front of me is, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to boycott DC Comics now. Let the artists finish their work. And frankly, I kind of side with them a little bit in that, what's 15 more issues? But then I kind of think about it. At 2 issues a month, 15 more issues is, 7 months, 8 months. Yeah, you can't let sales decline for half a year unchecked if you're DC Comics. You just can't do it. Batman was regularly selling upwards of $150,000, or copies rather, shipping anyway, not selling, but shipping, upwards of 150,000 units to comic book stores during these times. And, honestly, that's where I'm at with this. This word here, rebirth. DC Comics kind of made us a promise that they were returning to the things that made these characters great in the silver, bronze, and modern ages. That they were going to restore the characters' former glory, so to speak. And you know what? Sure enough, Tom King did a good job. This volume 1, it's solid. It introduced these new characters, Gotham and Gotham Girl. It showed, boom, it starts out with Batman being extremely heroic. I'm skipping the Batman Rebirth #1 issue because that was just kind of a setup to the new continuity, so to speak. But I'm sure you've seen all this before, but, Batman essentially wrangling an airplane and landing it in the middle of Gotham City. You can't fault Tom King on his earlier works. The first couple of trades were solid. He told a really good Batman versus Bane story in these 3 trades. I am Gotham, I am Suicide, I am Bane. He built towards something here. At the end of this, Batman defeats Bane. Spoiler alert, sorry. But Batman defeats Bane. And then there's a little side story about him and Swamp Thing. I'll go back another couple of pages, but yeah, he defeated Bane. End of story. No more story needed. But Tom King, somewhere along the way, decided he wanted to tell this intertwined villain and romance story. Maybe he had it planned all along, like he said, but this right here, this wedding issue was atrocious. And pardon me while I open it up. And I'm sure you've seen the last panel by now, but I want you to really take a look at it. Really take a look at this last panel. You have 6 months of Batman comics leading to this panel. So you have this entire giant wedding event. You have these hype up books talking about the wedding, Batman and Catwoman, Joker. You know, everyone thought Joker was going to try to break it up. Oh, Tom King had to subvert expectations by having Holly convince Catwoman to leave Batman at the altar. Okay. You've got Psycho Pirate involved. You've got Gotham Girl involved. So this hero that Batman's been trying to help all along, she's involved. The ventriloquist, and Thomas Wayne, Flashpoint Batman, he's involved. The idea that you would create this large summer event, this big collector's issue. You know, this was supposed to be the thing to collect in 2018. This extra-sized anniversary issue was supposed to be the thing to collect in 2018. They built up to it. Look, look, these trades here. 4 War of Jokes and Riddles, Rules of Engagement, Brighter Burglar. All 3 of these were just building up hype for this wedding. You don't need to build up hype for this many months for a 1-panel break the bat joke. You don't need to do that. That joke can be set up in 6 issues. That joke can be set up with other relationships. I mean, you have his freaking father involved. You have Gotham Girl involved. Those would have been plot twist enough. Those would have been failures enough for a good villain twist hero story. But Tom King had other things in mind. And I don't have these comics here because, frankly, this is the last I buy. This is it. I see that, I'm done. But in the months since then, Batman left at the altar by Catwoman. And it's important you see that. Where did it go? Yeah. He's waiting for her. Jumps off the freaking building. He's done. He's done. Bane didn't break the bat. Tom King did. Tom King has broken every heroic character trait of Bruce Wayne with this comic. And, and the comics he's written since. You have the Tomasi's Batman and Robin run. You have Death in the Family. and um, Lonely Place of Dying. Okay, so you have all these other comics where Batman is mourning a loss. And yeah, he's sad. Yes, he's angry. Yes, he's got things he's mad about. But quite frankly, he wants to fix things. He doesn't want to burn them down. He wants to change the world for the better. He's stoic. He's focused. Batman, after issue 50, issues 51 to 70, whatever they are now, has been selfish, has been angry, has been overly emotional, has been exhibiting incel behavior in the sense that, he went through this whole scenario of nightmares where, he saw things that just made him even more emotionally weak. They had the whole scandal a couple of months ago about the cover where he's seeing Selena at a strip club. Meanwhile, his whole bachelor party was supposed to be fishing with the guys. That's not Bruce Wayne. That's not Batman. That's not the stoic, focused man who takes his emotional pain and turns it into a fight for justice. This isn't Batman. So, yeah, should Tom King have been able to finish his grand Batman story? Yeah, maybe. Throw it in a trade paperback. Give him a mini series. Do something else. Or trade paperback. I mean, original graphic novel. Give him something else to play with. You can't let him have another 6 months on your flagship title here. You just can't do that. Not when sales are plummeting to less than 80,000, less than 70,000 units shipped. You have to worry about your business at this point. And the idea that this year of the villain crap is where this idea of rebirth headed to. It's a slap in the face by DC Comics and a slap in the face by Tom King and Scott Snyder and all of these other writers who promised us a return to these characters' greatest moments, these characters' greatest selves. Brian Michael Bendis and Tom King have ruined the nobility of Superman and Batman. Tom King broke the bat. He keeps trying to say Bane broke the bat. No, Tom King broke the bat. And hopefully whoever is writing this comic next, I've heard some rumors, we'll see if they're true. Hopefully they can do a better job and I'll start buying the comic again. But, I had to stop buying Tom King's Batman because it wasn't Batman. I've been buying 33 years worth of Batman for this video series and for my library, and there's a lot of takes I may not like, but that's kind of the whole point of my video series is I'm going to get to what makes the core of the character. And quite frankly, these repetitive on one page, poetic on the next page, I kind of made a joking comment on Facebook that this is a Batman comic. It's not a Boys to Men song. The Bat Cat, it was one day. It was one day in a dark city, and then Superman comes and says it was a bright day in a happy town. You can't. Come on, seriously. We need some real dialogue. And like I said, hopefully the next person who writes this comic can really take a step forward and write Batman the way he should be written. I'm not doing this just to take the piss out of Tom King when he's in a low moment. I really, like I said, I hope he has a chance to finish telling his story in an original graphic novel or a mini series. But this idea that DC Comics should continue to lose sales on their flagship title because the writing is bad, that should be an optional thing. That shouldn't be part of the main continuity. You want to write something about Bane breaking the bat just because you have some issues that make you want to break the bat. Fine, go ahead and do it. I wish you well. I wish Tom King, is able to do the things he needs to do. Like I said, I don't want to kick the guy while he's down, but this is Batman. This is one of the most beloved characters in American pop culture history. And when you get to the point to where the characterization is unrecognizable to their most beloved fans, that's really a time when someone needs to step in. And I definitely hope Tom King, I wish him well. I hope he gets a really good book, or like I said, I hope he gets a miniseries or original graphic novel where he can finish his Batman story. I hope he moves on to a title that fits him a little better. I really liked his work on Grayson. I didn't mind his take on Miracle Man. But yeah, Batman's a little too much for you, guy. I'm sorry. Sorry you couldn't finish your story. I hope you get a chance to do something else that fits you a little better. And yeah, now I'm just repeating myself, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I definitely have something else planned for later on down the road on my 404 Batman Not Found series. This was supposed to have been my grand finale, but the big news yesterday, I had to address it. I had to address Tom King's take on Batman. And yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm going to try to get a comic review video up here in the next 24, 48 hours. If you like my content, please subscribe, tell a friend, hit the bell for notifications, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, feel free to let me know in the comments below what I could do better. Thank you.